The sun glistens on the waves, peaceful and undisturbed. A helicopter soars over the water, its blades slicing the air. Below, a futuristic, partially submerged structure comes into view. Aqua Haven, a high-tech underwater resort and research facility. The floating platform extends above the surface, shimmering steel and glass. But beneath the waves, the structure stretches deep into the abyss. A voice crackles over a loudspeaker. Intercom, welcome to Aqua Haven, where the ocean comes alive. Aqua Haven, main dock. A luxurious yacht pulls into Aqua Haven's main dock. Tourists disembark, full of excitement. Among them, Maria Vasquez, school teacher, guide her students, a group of teenagers. Liam Kessler, billionaire tycoon, smiles like a king, surveying his empire. Dr. Evelyn Carter, a marine biologist professional, focus adjusting her research tablet. Officer Hank Dalton, a tough ex-military, scanning the area like a predator. Security guards stand alert, dressed in black wetsuits, armed with weapons. Security cameras scans every corner. Liam Kessler smiles. Ladies and gentlemen, prepare to witness the future of marine tourism. Aqua Haven, main lobby. Glass walls show sharks gliding past, eerily close. A massive observation window reveals the open sea, dark and endless. A holographic map of Aqua Haven hovers. In midair, it displays. Surface level. Main lobby control room. Exit docks. Midway. Tourist tunnels. VIP room security hub. Dead zone. The lowest level where the real sharks are. A sharp thump against the glass. A tourist jumps back. Startled. A great white shark drifts past. Massive and powerful. Its black eyes stares. Too long. Tourist in shock. Damn thing looked right at me. Doctor. Evelyn Carter smiles. They always do. But something is off. This shark is not swimming away. It lingers. Watching. Officer Dalton notices it. Officer Dalton speaks to Evelyn. Low. They ever get this close? Dr. Evelyn Carter replied uneasy. Not like that. Then intercom chimes. Intercom. Please proceed to shark observation tunnels for your first encounter. Enjoy your visit. The tourists murmur with excitement. Students laugh, pushing each other toward the entrance. But behind them, the shark remains still, just behind the glass, watching them. Aqua Haven Shark Observation Tunnel. A massive cylindrical glass tunnel stretches through the ocean depths. Tourists walk through in awe, completely surrounded by deep blue water. Above and around them, sharks glide silently, shadows in the abyss. The group moves deeper into the tunnel, the overhead lighting dimming slightly. The farther they go, the darker the water becomes. Angle on, Maria Vasquez and students. Maria walks with her students, some of them staring wide-eyed at the sharks. Jason excited, man, this is insane. Look at those teeth. Karen nervous, they're too close. Jason taps the glass, laughing. Maria Vasquez says to Jason, don't do that. Jason rolls his eyes, but stops. A sudden rush of water overhead. Whoosh! A great white shark surges past the tunnel. Too fast. The students gasp. Karen grips Maria's arm. Karen's small voice, that one's huge. Maria looks up. The shark is at least 25 feet long. Its scars crisscross its pale belly, its black eyes void of emotion. It's not just swimming randomly. It's circling the tunnels, watching them. Angle on, Dr. Evelyn Carter and Officer Dalton. Further down the tunnel, Dr. Evelyn and Officer Dalton observe the sharks. Evelyn types notes into a digital tablet. Dalton watches with arms crossed. Officer Dalton suspicious. I don't like it. Doctor. Evelyn Carter not looking up. Like what? Officer Dalton gestures at the big shark. That one, it's too focused on us. They're supposed to move constantly, right? Evelyn frowns, watching the shark. It glides past the tunnel, slow and deliberate, then stops a beat. Move! Too close. Its nose barely inches from the glass. Evelyn's fingers hover over her tablet. Dalton rests his hand on his holster, instinct screaming. Angle on, the shark. Up close, its scars tell a story. Old wounds, harpoons, bite marks from other sharks. This is a survivor and killer. It drifts slowly, its head tilting, watching the people inside. Dr. Evelyn Carter whispers, "What the hell?" The shark's gills flips and then it rams the glass hard. Boom! The impact shudders through the tunnel. Screams erupt. Dr. Evelyn's eyes widen. The glass shouldn't shake like that. The shark pulls back and rams again. Harder. Boom! A thin fracture streaks across the glass. People panic. Security radios chirp to life. Officer Dalton yanks out his walkie-talkie. "Control! We got a problem down here. Aqua Haven control room." A high-tech security room, multiple camera feeds showing different angles of the park. Liam Kessler, the billionaire owner, lounges in a leather chair, drinking expensive whiskey. Alarms beep. "Control room guard. Sir, we have structural damage in the tunnel." Liam Kessler sips his whiskey, unfazed. "Don't be dramatic." The glass is reinforced. Control room guard nervous. "Sir, it's cracking." Kessler's grin fades. He leans forward, watching the camera feed. On screen, the massive shark circles back, preparing for another hit. Liam Kessler low tone. "Shit, back in the tunnel." Boom! As the shark keeps ramming the glass. Officer Dalton grabs Maria, pulling her back, shouting, "Move! Now!" Panic erupts. People run for their lives. The shark pulls back again, one final charge. Maria grabs Karen's hand, shoving her forward. "Go, go, go!" The shark rams the glass one final time. The glass shatters. A massive wall of water explodes inside. People screams. Some fell, dragged into flood. The last thing we see, the shark surging to the broken glass. Jaws wide. Aqua Haven shark observation tunnel nightmare unfolds. Screams. Chaos. Flooding water surges in. The once pristine tunnel is now a death trap. People are knocked off their feet, dragged by the powerful current. Shattered glass hangs jagged in the frame, slicing into those too slow to escape. The great white shark glides in, silent, monstrous. Maria Vasquez gripping Karen. "Hold on to me." Maria fights the current, pushing Karen toward the emergency door at the far end of the tunnel. The water rises fast. They're waist deep already. Behind them, the shark moves in. It doesn't rush, it stalks. A tourist, sobbing, bleeding, flails in the water, easy prey. Angle on, the shark. A sudden lunge, jaws snap, shut around the man's torso. Blood clouds of water as a man is dragged under. His muffled screams cut short. The remaining tourists lose it. Pure primal fear. Meanwhile at Aqua Haven's control room. Alarms wail, red lights flashes. Liam Kessler is on his feet now. All arrogance gone, he speaks into the intercom. "Seal the tunnel. Lock it down." Control room guard stammers. There are still people inside. Liam Kessler stares ice cold. They're already dead. "Seal it." The guard hesitates. Kessler grabs him by the collar, shoving him toward the console. Liam Kessler speaks into radio. "Officer Dalton, if you can hear me, get out now." Back in the tunnel. Officer Dalton is dragging a wounded security guard, but the water is chest high now. Then the metal doors begin to slide down. Emergency lockdown. Maria Vasquez screaming. "They're trapping us in." Officer Dalton sees it too, his face hard. "That son of a bitch." The shark moves in the rising water, killing people one at a time. Dalton grabs Maria and Karen shoves him forward. "Go." Maria lunges to the closing doors, pulling Karen with her. The shark strikes. A security guard is caught just inches from the exit. He screams, thrashing, blood spraying against the tunnel walls as the shark tears him apart. Maria and Karen barely make it through. Officer Dalton is right behind them. The door slams shut. Aqua Haven safe zone just outside the tunnel. Maria and Karen coughing up seawater. Behind them, through a thick reinforced window, they see Dalton still inside. He is trapped with a shark. Officer Dalton draws his pistol. The shark surges toward him. He fires, bang, bang, bang. Bullets slam into the shark's snout. It barely reacts. Officer Dalton stands his ground as the beast looms over him. Maria bangs on the glass, eyes wide with horror. "Dalton!" she cries. The shark's jaws snap shut around him. Dalton disappears in a cloud of blood. The water settles as the shark moves away. At Aqua Haven's safe zone hallway, the nightmare continues. Maria and Karen stumble through the corridor, dripping with seawater, gasping for air. Their faces are pale with shock. The observation tunnel is sealed, but through the thick reinforced glass, the shark is still visible, looking for its way in. Maria Vasquez whispers, "Oh my God!" Karen clutches her soaked backpack, her breath coming in ragged bursts. She refuses to look back. Angle on, security team arriving. A group of armed security officers rounds a corner, weapons raised. Their leader, Captain Jack Reynolds, ex-Navy, takes one look at Maria and Karen, then at the shark lurking beyond the glass. Captain Reynolds speaks into his radio. "We've lost Dalton. The shark's inside." Liam Kessler calm. "Noted, what's the damage?" Captain Reynolds replied, "We have casualties. If we don't contain this thing, we're looking at a massacre." Liam Kessler annoyed. "Do your job. Kill it." Reynolds glares at the intercom speaker and mutters, "Prick." He turns to his men. "We're on lockdown until we drop this thing. Secure every door, no one in or out." Aqua Haven's control room. Kessler watches the camera feeds, swirling his whiskey glass. On screen, terrified tourists crowding the upper floors. Blood and bodies filling the tunnels. The shark circling, waiting. Kessler's jaw clenches. He don't like what he sees to himself. This wasn't supposed to happen. Behind him, Dr. Evelyn Carter enters, her lab coat still damp from earlier. Doctor, Evelyn Carter furious. What the hell is happening down there? Kessler barely looks at her. A minor containment issue. Evelyn smiles angrily. Minor? You just fed half your guests to that thing. Kessler sets his glass down. He turns to her, his expression cold. We will handle it and move on. Evelyn's eyes narrow. You're not shutting this down, are you? Liam Kessler leans in, stares, dangerous. This park is worth billions. One bad day doesn't sink an empire. Dr. Evelyn steps closer, whispering, You don't understand what you're dealing with. Liam Kessler amused, And you do? Dr. Evelyn exhales, then serious. I think this shark is hunting us. Liam Kessler blinks, then scoffs, nods at cameras. Looks like it's just eating people to me. Dr. Evelyn shakes her head in urgent. No, it's choosing targets. It doesn't just strike randomly. It waits, watches, then kills. Kessler frowns. That's not what he expected to hear. Meanwhile, Captain Reynolds and team. The security team moves down the lower corridor, their rifles raised. Reynolds signals 2 men forward. They sweep ahead toward a flooded sector. The water is waist-deep. One security officer whispers, I don't like this. Captain Reynolds says, keeps moving. We don't have any other choice but to hunt this thing. A faint splash echoes. The men freeze. A shadow moves beneath the water. Another security officer whispers, Did you see that? Another splash, closer this time. Angle on, the water. The shark moves just below the surface. Reynolds grips his rifle tighter. Stays sharp. The security team advances. Carefully. Until then the shark explodes out of the water. One security scream. It's here! The 25-foot monster breaches them, jaws wide, crashing into the team. It grabs a man whole, blood sprays. Another security officer firing and screaming, Shoot it! Shoot it! Gunfire rips through the corridor. Bullets slam into the shark, but it doesn't stop. Reynolds moves back, reloading. The shark whips its tail on a security guard. He was thrown into the glass wall. His neck snaps. Captain Reynolds furious. Fall back. The shark lunges again. Another guard is caught in its jaws, screaming as the shark devours him. Reynolds and his last 2 men retreat, panting, shaking. The shark vanishes back into the flooded corridor. The water ripples, then stills. Captain Reynolds speaks into his radio, shaken. We've got a problem. Liam Kessler irritated. What now? Captain Reynolds swallows hard softly. It's hunting us. Aqua Haven's control room. The security monitor shows countless bodies floating, blood swirling in the water. the shark picking its next victim. Kessler stands rigid, jaw clenched, watching the screen. His hands tremble slightly, though he hides it well. Evelyn, still wet from the chaos, grips the console edge. Dr. Evelyn Carter whispers, "They're all dead." She looks at Kessler, furious. "How many more, Kessler? How many people have to die before you shut this place down?" Kessler doesn't respond immediately. Instead, he eyes the remaining security feeds. Upper level, tourists and staff huddled in panic, waiting for rescue. Lower levels, flooded corridors, bodies floating, dark water shifting ominously. Main access hall, Reynolds and his surviving men trying to regroup. Liam Kessler exhales slowly, calculating. If we shut it down, we lose everything. Dr. Evelyn steps forward. People are dying. Liam Kessler turns, facing her calm. People die this very day. A long, tense silence. Then, Dr. Evelyn suddenly grabs a nearby fire extinguisher and smashes it into a control panel. Sparks explode. The doors unlock. Control room guard alarmed. What the hell? Doctor. Evelyn Carter, eyes burning. I just saved lives. Liam Kessler lunges, grabbing her wrist. You just cost me millions. Dr. Evelyn wrenches free, stepping back. Your money won't mean shit when we're all dead. Kessler's eyes flicker. For the first time, real doubt creeps in. Back on Reynolds and team. Reynolds and his two remaining officers move carefully through chest-high water. Their rifles stay up, scanning the dark, flooded hallway. One of the security officer whispers, "It's too quiet." Reynolds stops. He feels it too. Something is wrong. Then, a faint ripple. They freeze. The water shifts. A slow, gentle wave moving toward them. Reynolds raises his gun. Spread. Now, his team forms a tight circle, weapons aimed at the moving object. One of the security officer whispers, "Where the hell is it?" Then, a violent explosion of water. The shark erupts from below, mouth wide open. One of the security officers screams, "Holy!" He's gone. The remaining two men fire wildly, bullets ripping into the water. But the shark is already moving, vanishes back into the flood. Silence again. Reynolds' breath is shaky. His hands tighten on his gun. This isn't a fight. This is a slaughter. Aqua Haven's surface level. The upper levels are filled with panicked survivors, tourist staff, children sobbing. Maria holds Karen tight, trying to keep her calm. The intercom chimes. Intercom. All guests, please remain calm. Security is handling the situation. The survivors exchange looks. Nobody believes that. Karen, wiping tears from her face, looks up at Maria. Are we gonna die here? Maria swallows hard. She didn't answer because she don't know. Aqua Haven's control room. Liam Kessler paces, thinking. Dr. Evelyn watches him, arms crossed. Are you out of moves? Liam Kessler finally turns. His expression is calm. No. He paused. I still have one. Back on Captain Reynolds. Reynolds and his last officer reach a maintenance hatch. He slams the panel, locked. Furious, damn it. His officer tries the radio. Control. We need a door override. Now. Silence. Reynolds' gut twists. He already knows. They've been abandoned. Then a deep, low rumble. The water moves. It right beneath them. Reynolds lifts his gun. His officer is shaking. He wisps, "It's right under us." Then the shark rockets up, jaws wide open. The officer is ripped under in an explosion of blood. Reynolds stumbles back, open fires. He empties his clip into the shark. But nothing stops it. It surges toward him. Reynolds knows this is it. Then a massive explosion erupts. Boom! The corridor shakes violently. Reynolds is thrown backward. Fireball erupts from the far end. The shark vanishes into the chaos. Captain Reynolds coughs weakly. What the hell? Then Liam Kessler's voice over the radio. Didn't I mention? I rigged the lower levels with explosives. Reynolds' eyes widen. The realization hits him. Kessler's not killing the shark. He's destroying the entire facility, with everyone inside. Aqua Haven's control room. The emergency lights flicker. The entire facility rumbles as explosions detonate below. Dr. Evelyn stares at Kessler, eyes wide with horror. You're blowing the whole place up? Liam Kessler pours himself another drink, calm, damage control. He downs a whiskey, savoring it. Doctor, Evelyn Carter angrily. There are still people down there. Liam Kessler sets the glass down. Cold nod. And now, there won't be any witnesses. Evelyn's stomach drops. On the screen, security footage. Flooded hallways collapsing. The shark nowhere to be found. Security officers crushed under falling debris. Liam Kessler watches. Smiling that thing wants to kill us? Fine. Let's see if it survived that explosion. Dr. Evelyn stares at him, disgusted. She reaches for a fire axe mounted on the wall. Kessler notices. A small, amused laugh leaves his lip. Mocking, really? You're gonna fight me? Dr. Evelyn swings. Kessler dodges, barely. The axe splits a computer screen in half. Liam Kessler grabs her wrist, twisting. Lo, do you have any idea who I am? Evelyn headbutts him. Kessler staggers back. Before he can recover, Evelyn grabs a flare gun from the emergency kit. She aims it at his chest. Kessler smiles. He backs away, chuckling. You think you can save him? Dr. Evelyn cocks the flare gun. I think I'm stopping you. She fires. Kessler dives away. The flare strikes the control panel. It explodes. Kessler is thrown back. Evelyn runs away. Back on Captain Reynolds. The flooded corridor is now a sinking death trap. Reynolds coughs, blood dripping from a cut on his forehead. He pushes himself up. Half the hallway is collapsed. Doctor, Evelyn Carter. Captain Reynolds, can you hear me? Reynolds groans, pressing his earpiece. Still breathing for now. Doctor, Evelyn Carter. Listen, Kessler's trying to sink the whole place. We have to get everyone to the rooftop of Aqua Haven. I was able to reach the Coast Guards, and they are coming. Reynolds looks around. The water is rising. And worse, the shark just resurfaced. He freezes. We got a bigger problem. Dr. Evelyn Carter scared. What? Captain Reynolds low. It's still alive. Aqua Haven, tourist safe zone. Survivors huddle together. The ceiling creaks. Maria holds Karen close. A mother cries, rocking her child. Then a metallic groan. The room tilts slightly. Tourists terrified. The whole place is shifting. Maria looks up. Water seeps through the vents. She makes a quick decision. We have to move. Now! The tourists hesitate. Then an explosion rocks the level. The tourists panic. Maria grabs Karen's hand. Urgent. Run. Back on Captain Reynolds. Reynolds wades through waist-high water. The emergency lights flicker. A metal beam collapses behind him. Quiet. Shit. Then a slow, chilling sound vibration in the water. Reynolds freezes. He knows what it is. Reynolds grips his rifle tightly. His breath shaky. Then a whisper movement beneath him. For a moment, it's just him. Then a second reflection appears. Right behind him. Captain Reynolds barely a whisper. You bastard. Whoosh! The shark surges up. Reynolds throws himself aside. The shark slams into the metal wall. Reynolds fires into its side. The shark twists unnaturally fast, jaws open. Reynolds dives. The shark's teeth graze his leg. He grits his teeth in pain. The shark circles back. Reynolds limps forward, grabbing a floating harpoon gun. The shark charges again. Reynolds fires. The harpoon pierces its side. The shark recoils, angry now. It twists, ignoring the wound. Still coming. Reynolds backs against a metal door. He's out of options. Then his radio crackles. Doctor, Evelyn Carter. Reynolds, where are you? Captain Reynolds breathless. Fighting your damn shark. Doctor, Evelyn Carter. We have a way out. Get to the elevator shaft. Reynolds glances up. A vertical maintenance ladder. The shark turns. It's not done yet. Captain Reynolds. Shit. He lunges to the ladder. The shark surges forward. Jaws snap. Just inches away. Reynolds climbs fast. The shark slams into the metal beams. Reynolds barely makes it up as the creature circles below. His radio crackles again. Dr. Evelyn Carter. You still alive? Reynolds breathes hard. Yeah. He looks down. The shark is still watching him. Reynolds glares. Captain Reynolds whispers. Not for long. Reynolds climbs fast, hands slick with blood and sweat. Below, the shark lingers silently, watching and waiting. The emergency lights flicker. Metal groans. Water rushes in from below. Reynolds reaches a platform, hauls himself over. He presses his earpiece. I'm at the upper levels. What now? Doctor. Evelyn Carter. Get to the main elevator. We're evacuating. Aqua Haven's tourist-safe zone evacuation chaos. A crowd of terrified tourists and staff gather near the main access hall. Maria clutches Karen. Parents holding their kids. Security guards, outnumbered, struggle to keep control. Maria Vasquez to security. How we get out? The guard hesitates, uncertain. Then, Dr. Evelyn bursts in shouting. Listen up. The facility is compromised. We have one way out. The main cargo elevator. Everyone moves now. Tourists panic. What about the rescue boats? Doctor. Evelyn Carter firm. Kessler locked them down. This is the only way. There are murmurs in fear, but no other choice. Maria Vasquez nods to Karen softly. We stick together. Karen nods, clutching her hand. Aqua Haven's control room. Kessler stands alone, watching the screens. The facility is falling apart. Security feed shows. Tourists fleeing. Reynolds heading toward them. The shark, nowhere to be seen. Kessler taps his fingers, thinking. Then an idea. He grabs his radio. Liam Kessler speaks into his radio to his private securities. Cold. Attention all security. New orders. Forget the shark. Kill the survivors. Aqua Haven's evacuation route. The survivors move through a long, flickering hallway. Maria holds Karen's hand tight. Evelyn leads the group. Reynolds rounds a corner, joining them. Captain Reynolds breathless. We're not safe yet. Dr. Evelyn Carter nods. We have to make it to the elevator, then rooftop, then a gunshot blam. A security guard drops, blood spraying. The survivors screams in panic. From the far end, a group of armed guards advance, their guns pointing at them. Security leader cold. Orders from Kessler, no witnesses. The crowd freezes. Captain Reynolds low. To Evelyn, stay behind me. The guards open fire. Chaos erupts. Captain Reynolds shoves Maria and Karen behind cover. He fires back, hitting one guard. Evelyn grabs a radio from the dead security officer. Dr. Evelyn Carter into radio, desperate. Kessler, you son of a bitch. You're killing your own people. Kessler's voice crackles and amused. And relax, Doctor. You were dead the moment you stepped in here. Maria crouches over Karen. Bullets whiz past. A guard throws a grenade. Captain Reynolds yelling. Move. The explosion rips through the hallway. The crowd scatters. Maria and Karen scramble down a side tunnel. Reynolds covers their escape, taking down another guard. But Evelyn gets grabbed. A guard holds a gun to her head. Security leader to radio. We have the scientist. Kessler's voice smirks. Perfect. Kill her. The guard about to press the trigger. Then, the shark splash. Whoosh. From the shadows of the flooded hallway. The shark strikes. It explodes out of water, jaws wide. Security leader too late. Oh, SHI. The shark grabs him, dragging him under. The remaining guards panic, firing wildly. But the shark is too fast. Another man is ripped in half. Evelyn dives for cover. The last guard turns to run, but the shark lunges up behind him, snapping him in two. Reynolds rushes in, grabs Evelyn. They run. Behind them, the shark circles back into the water. For a moment, silence. Aqua Haven's cargo elevator. Maria rushes in with Karen. Survivors pile in. Reynolds and Evelyn arrive last. The door slams shut. Reynolds slams the control panel. Captain Reynolds, come on, come on. The shark slams the elevator. But everyone was still. Maria Vasquez whispers. It knows we're in here. Karen clutches her arm. The shark turns and leave. Then, A voice over the radio. Liam Kessler playful. Well, you actually made it. Captain Reynolds gritted teeth. Where the hell are you? Liam Kessler chuckling. On my private escape sub. The group freezes. Liam Kessler. I'll send postcards. Radio silence. Reynolds curses. Dr. Evelyn Carter whispers. He left us to die. The elevator begins to rise. The shark sees it moving. It rushes forward. Boom! The entire facility shakes. Kessler's final charges detonate. The walls crack. Water explodes and the elevator surges up fast. Below, the shark is caught in the blast. It thrashes, dragged into the wreckage. The survivors braces themselves. Water rises up behind them. The elevator races toward the surface. Open ocean, the final ascent. The cargo elevator rockets toward the surface, water churning violently in its wake. Inside, the survivors cling to each other, bracing for impact. Reynolds grips his rifle tight. Maria holds Karen close. Evelyn stares at the flooded abyss below, searching, dreading. Then a massive explosion detonates far below. The entire facility collapses into the depths. The ocean boils with debris, fire, and destruction. For a moment, it looks like the nightmare is over. Then, a shadow moves in the water. Evelyn's breath catches. Doctor, Evelyn Carter, barely a whisper. No, a faint shimmer of movement. Then, the shark bursts from the depths massive, fast and unstoppable. Its body scarred, shredded from explosions, but still alive, still hunting. Maria Vasquez terrified. It's still coming. The shark streaks toward them, faster than before. Shark attacked Kessler's escape sub before. Kessler watches from a safe distance, sipping whiskey. His luxury sub drifts toward the horizon, away from the carnage. A smug smile. Liam Kessler. Nature always wins, huh? Then, a beeping alarm. Kessler frowns. He checks the radar. A fast-moving object, approaching his sub. Too fast. Liam Kessler's face twists in confusion. What the hell? Then it hits him, his smile vanishes. Liam Kessler softly. No. He turns. Just as the shark's monstrous form slams into the sub, boom. Metal buckles. The sub violently tilts. Water floods in. Liam Kessler screams. No, damn it. Then a final deafening crunch. The glass shatters. A wall of ocean water surges in. Kessler is dragged screaming into the abyss. Gone. Back on the shark attack. Boom. The cargo elevator breaches the water, sending waves crashing outward. Survivors gasp for air. They're free, but the shark is still coming. Beneath them, a massive, dark shape streaks upward. Reynolds grabs a signal flare. Captain Reynolds gritted teeth. Come on, you bastard. Then, the beast lunges. It leaps fully from the ocean, jaws wide. Then he fires gunshot. The shark's head snaps back. Reynolds stands, flare gun smoking. The flare detonates, right inside the shark's open mouth. Massive explosion. The shark's head erupts in fire and blood. The body crashes back into the water. Dead. Coast Guard ship. A Coast Guard ship approaches. Searchlights scan the waves, finding the survivors. Maria and Karen cling to each other, shaking but alive. Reynolds and Evelyn help pull people aboard. As they climb up, Evelyn looks back. The water is still. The nightmare is over.